Hey guys, we're back at PSL Tuning for another dyno run. So as you know, last time round we did a stock dyno run. We put the stock air intake back in before the stage 1 tune and the resonator mod with Modstock. If you haven't seen the previous video, please go watch it before this one. But now we're back. We're gonna do 2 more dyno runs. One with the stage 1 and the stock air intake. And then the second one, which we're about to do, is going to be with the stage 1 and the MST Air Intake to see what difference does that make, if at all. Is the MST Air Intake just there to make some really cool noises? I don't know, it might be the case, but we're about to find out. So let's go into the video. So yeah guys, we just done the stock air intake stage 1 run, and now we're going to be removing the stock air intake, fitting the MST air intake, and doing the third dyno run to see what the power differences is between stock, stage 1 stock air intake, and stage 1 MST air intake. So let's go ahead and remove this for the 10th time. Hopefully it should be easier this time. Also, apologies in advance for not being clean. It's London. You clean your car, it gets dirty in 2 seconds. And I think we had a 1-hour drive to get to PSL Tuning from where I live. So it was always going to get dirty anyway. And PSL Tuning, honestly, they're such sound people, man. Like, they gave me the opportunity to like keep the car on the dyno, remove the stock air intake, fit the stock one back in. Yeah. Don't think many other places will allow you to do this. Again, be careful that you don't drop anything into the engine. That's the dumbest thing that you can do during this process. Why does this happen every single time? No comment. So guys, that's done. We're gonna unfortunately have to fit this another time. I don't know where the bolts are. I honestly thought I put it back in the box. It's not. It should hopefully not be in the air intake. It wouldn't be. I checked everything. It's definitely not in there. It's not in this. I gave it a little wiggle around. I couldn't see anything in there. So should be all set. Let's get the third dyno run on the way. Honestly, these things are so long, but it's gonna be worth it. Super excited. Let's see what the third dyno run with the MST Air Intake makes. Hey guys, you joined me in the Petroholics HQ. We've obviously done 3 dyno runs of the car, so we want to show you the results of the dyno runs. We've done one first stock one with a stock air intake, stock tune, just before we went to see Chris and Modstock, before we sorted out our car. And our car made 348 horsepower, which is 8 more than what BMW actually advertised this for, which is actually what we expected in terms of the dyno runs that I've seen online on M240is. But then we obviously did all the modifications, and then we did 2 subsequent dyno runs, so you guys can see how much power it's making with the stage 1 and how much power it's making with the stage 1 plus MST air intake. Is that air intake going to make any difference at all? We're about to find out. So for this bit, we're going to be sharing the dyno run sheets in front of the video. So yeah, we're making 348 horsepower on the max run, and that was 521 Newton meters in terms of the maximum torque. So that was the base run, okay? That's the car unmodified. What is it doing with the stock air intake? And then here's where things get interesting. Now, on the stage 1 with the stock air intake, the car made 408 bhp on the stage 1 tune, and it was making 598 Newton meters of torque. And then we went ahead and we fitted the MST air intake, which actually took me a very long time. It took me like 30-40 minutes. I don't know why it took me so long. But we fitted the MST air intake and we done 2 more runs. And the max that we hit during those runs was 406 horsepower, so 2 bhp less, but the max torque was 615. So that was 17 Newton meters of torque additional. PSL Tuning, they're a cool company, and the technician that was doing the dyno run, he said in his own opinion, the car felt smoother, it felt better with the MST air intake, the car felt happier, it was more willing to rev. Obviously these are very, very minimal things that I'm talking about. But in the higher RPM ranges, there was definitely more torque, but he said the power, the actual horsepower didn't ultimately increase, because when you got to those higher rev ranges, the car was overheating or the car was getting too hot. Now, I don't have a method to log the stuff, so I wasn't able to verify the IATs during all of these dyno sessions. But that was the opinion of the technician there, that the car was perhaps getting a little bit too hot, so it wasn't able to use that torque all the way up in the rev range to be able to increase the actual power output. The only one weird thing is when you look at the stock chart, you can see the power is quite linear and there's no drop in power. But when you look at the power curve on the stage 1 and stage 1 plus MST Air Intake runs, there seems to be a small drop at the beginning of the run. So it goes straight up and there's a little bit of a dip, and then the power and the torque curve continues. Now, I don't know what the reason for that is. The technician told me the traction control was definitely off in all of the runs. And he, like, I couldn't notice any slipping, but like, I don't know, maybe it slipped. The tire was not, perhaps the tire was not making enough traction with the actual rolling road. I don't know. There's so many factors that can play into this type of things. Like, the car did rest for about 45 minutes before the MST Air Intake runs. It still made less power. And another thing that technician said is, at the end of the day, this is a rolling road inside like a garage, right? They obviously have the fans on, but on the actual road, the car has more of an opportunity to get enough air into the system to cool down the car better and more efficiently. So like, potentially on the road, for argument's sake, the car might be making like 415, 420 maybe on a good day. But yeah, what do you make of it, guys? Please let me know your opinion. Let me know your thoughts. I'm sure some of you have done stage 1 tunes, stage 2 tunes, and like, what did you do with your cooling? Like, if I invest in a proper heat exchanger, am I going to get better IATs, and the IAT is going to help with the power output? Should I take the engine cover off? That's one thing that some people do. I don't know. Put it in the comments, let me know. It sounds like it might be of benefit investing in a bit of cooling for the car. But yeah, super happy. 410 bhp, it feels amazing. We tried our best to do a first reaction video, but unfortunately, literally I recorded it 3 times and we kept having technical problems. Multiple reasons. We apologize. We are going to release that, but I don't think I'm going to title it first reaction anymore, because it definitely isn't a first reaction, but it's my review of the stage 1. How does 410 bhp feel like? How does the car handle it? What are my thoughts on it? And what are we going to do to the car in the future as well? So stay tuned for that video, and I hope you enjoyed this one. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.